Good morning, good morning. What is up, everybody? It is Cowboy, and it is 8:30 a.m. EST, and we just had a little bit of data come out, so let's jump right into the charts. Give me just one second. Okay, let's see here. Oops, I just added the screen and took it away like a genius. Let's see here, add to the stage. Good. All right, so let's see what we had. A little bit of economic data just came out, which will change the charts. It'll push the charts around, right? Especially Forex charts. And that data was unemployment claims. And it looks like the data was as expected. So that means that basically whatever change in the charts would probably occur in whatever direction things are going to go anyway. And that appears that it's bullish. They like, for example, the euro versus the dollar being a little bit bearish. However, it's bearish up against resistance, right? So if we were just to focus on the Forex market, which will relate to the crypto market shortly, then what we're going to look at is probably not a lot of change in crypto. We're at a very slow time in cryptocurrency. But if you look at the euro here, the euro is moving up compared to the dollar. In reality, the dollar is probably moving down. And here is a trade that I constructed yesterday on the show. It's a breakout trade, right? It's a breakout trade headed up. And I would have taken profit here, probably just as you see it right here. And this is a nice 2-to-1 trade that I mapped out for everybody to see yesterday. Ideally, one could look at this as a breakout. So let's do it this way. If I were to take this trade right now, yeah. I see, what is this on the 3-hour chart? So let's look at it in the 5-minute. Let's see if there's a way to scalp this, because there may be. Let's see if there's a way to scalp this trade. Yeah, you know what? If we were to just treat this as a breakout, and we could tighten up our stop to the bottom, or to the, say, the middle of this consolidation below some of the structure, that could give us some nice risk to reward. So let's see here, 107. I'm going to take a small trade here. 1.07575. Okay, so there's going to be my stop loss, 1.07575. 5. We'll just take ourselves a little breakout trade here. And seeing this as this is a market open breakout, actually pre-market open, I would not mind having my take profit. Let's go to a higher time frame here. Let's measure our take profit properly. I mean, it's actually pretty good as is. This take profit was measured based on this this structure right here. So I could drop it just a hair. And then what I'll also do is use a Fibonacci tool to map out the extension from here to there. I even could, yeah, so that's how I got this up higher target here. I'm going to have my actual take profit be at 1.08425. However, I'm going to set an alarm part way up. And that alarm is going to be right below this 1.272, which also corresponds with where price had a little bit of price action on the far left here. So if you look, you'll notice that price came down on this older structure and did a little bit of consolidation on the way down. And that consolidation might cause price to sputter on the way up. So I may, if nothing else, move up my stop. And it corresponds with this 272 fib extension. So I'm going to have this as a let's say move stop. Okay, I'll set an alarm right there that says move stop, and that's at 1.08041. Okay, setting an alarm, move stop, or let's just say re-eval trade. Okay, so trade breakouts, consolidation breakouts, which we saw on a lower time frame, are just a great way to trade. They are a pretty reliable way to do things, and they are especially great right as you're expecting some volatility, for perhaps at the market open, or perhaps at say some kind of an economic data, right? And in this case, the economic data didn't give us any clue as to which way price might go. It just told us, okay, money was on the sidelines and it might go back in. You see the difference there? What it means is that in this case, the economic data came out as expected. And so the way I play that is that I look at the way that price was expected to go based on price action, based on the algos and the price action. And then I say, okay, price is probably going to continue in that direction when the money comes from the sidelines. So there's our nice euro trade, and it's already nicely in profit. Lovely morning. Let's go ahead and put this in our private live lab. And there you go. This is what I do at Algo Factory when I see a good trade and we're in a live show. I take it. And if it just so happens to be during the first 10 minutes, then I go ahead and share it with anybody who's watching. And that includes people who are watching here on YouTube. All right. So now that I'm done with all of that work, with this trade very nicely in profit here, it's hard to see here on this higher time frame, but if I jump down to the 5 minute, you'll see that it is very nicely in profit. See, poking nicely up, but this risk to reward is a great nasty risk to reward. It's a 5.8 to 1. But these consolidation breakouts can be rather dramatic. But again, as I hit this up here, I'll be sitting at probably a 3 to 1, and I may simply take profit if and when price heads up here. Now I have to look on my other charts and see if I can create an algorithmic exit. Let's see here. All right. It's crossing up. All right, so doing a little secret sauce here on a different chart. Algo move stop question mark. And we'll do a crossing down. Question mark. Down. Okay, good. So now I've got algorithmic exits in play, where basically if some of the indicators that I use that are not on the screen, if they act a certain way, I'll go ahead and either remove my stop to take off all the risk, or I'll even exit the trade at whatever profit that is, depending on the picture of the trade. Okay, I don't see any kind of questions or comments in the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. Looks like we do have a decent amount of people watching. So if you do have questions, go ahead and ask them, and I'll be happy to answer them. We have just a minute or so left, so I'm going to jump over to Bitcoin and take a look. See, trading is like 99% just homework and study and watching charts, looking for something. It looks like so far the range trade. This is not my trade. What we're seeing on here. This is just what I was telling people is that the range trade probably this is where range traders would have probably gotten in somewhere around here. And so I did not take this long, but you see it was the most likely move. It looks like Bitcoin is going to grab some liquidity to the downside, I guess. So let me erase this. Again, I did not take that trade, and you can go back and watch the videos to know that I didn't. And let's see if the liquidity maps have any changes on Bitcoin really quick. And yesterday's assessment of Bitcoin in the afternoon is pretty much what we're seeing right now. So I may not do, I may leave the public live lab very shortly because I don't think there's any new information on this. All right. So let me just grab the liquidity. Okay, so liquidity, for those of you who might be new to watching this, liquidity is where people who are doing leveraged trades might have their stop losses basically. And the liquidity to the downside is at about 56,000. So we know this level from a prior bit of price action, right? And there's already essentially a line there. I'm going to move it to where it should be. So there's that bit of liquidity to the downside. And then we have just a smattering of it just above price at about 60 to 61,000, a little bit more, but we got some strong stuff at 63,000 and about 64. So it's actually 63.2 and 64.8. So we'll go ahead and get rid of these because they're gone now. So 63.2 and 64.8. This is essentially where price may go. These are liquidity points. Now, price will, or the algos essentially, or price action, will need to be a bit bullish before we even look at these levels that are above price. And right now, the price action is rather bearish, but it is in a position to where it could bounce. This line down here is, I don't know that this matters. Let me see, 58.8. Is there still liquidity there? Not really. I don't see any liquidity there, so I'm going to remove that off of the chart. But it doesn't mean price won't go there. Price could easily go there. Remember, there is still liquidity there. It's just not showing on the leveraged plays because a lot of price action happened there beforehand. Brad King, I'm doing good, sir. Brad, I saw you jumping in on one of our spaces last night, and that was just a space where we were having a good time, just cracking jokes and stuff. But it was good to see you in there. I didn't see you for too long, otherwise I would have had them invite you up. We tell a lot of jokes. Diane, good to see you. Thank you for dropping in and saying hello. And we are going to jump over to private. So for the moment, though, I can tell you that I don't expect Bitcoin to bounce up right now. I expect Bitcoin to head down, might even grab some liquidity lower. We could see, as some of my traders, I think Ray being one of them, think the price might dive down to about 55.6, but it also could just simply get pushed up right here. It could happen. Either one of these is realistic. So, but for now, these are the short-term looks that I've got right now. Either a dive down to say 56,000 or some consolidation and a move up to 60, 65,000 or perhaps 63. So with that, I'm going to hop over to the private live lab. Just a quick reminder, we teach people how to build algos, and we have some people who are already in the midst of trading them successfully. We have clients who right now are able to trade and make money with their algorithms that they have built with Algo Factory. As a matter of fact, if you're watching my afternoon videos, of which I have not been doing quite as many because I am kind of on a half vacation, if you will, I'm still doing these live shows. I'm still working with my Algo Factory members. They have questions, I can answer them and stuff like that. But to spend a few hours a day doing those afternoon videos, which believe me, it takes a few hours to make a 10-minute video and then all the resulting shorts. I just I'm taking a few weeks off of that. I've got some personal matters with which I am dealing. So, oh, look, Lisa. Lisa says, thanks, Cowboy. Yes, I'm glad you like it. Brad says, yes, sir, jumped into the space but had to bounce. Yeah, it's fun. Brad, if you go in there, ping me over on Telegram and I'll see to it that you get invited up to speak. We're just all cracking jokes. But back to the story here. Yeah, so like I said, even though right now I'm effectively on kind of a vacation, Algo Factory members are still getting full service. I'm just not doing the afternoon shows right now. I'm doing them. I did one yesterday, but they're not going to be like quite as in depth or anything like that. Probably not till next week. So in the meantime, algofactory.tech. Do not forget, trade your job, upgrade your life, and we'll see you on the next one. Join us or die.
Join us or die.